Alright, so I'm about to start a new biosphere in a jar. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab some stones for drainage. Here's a good bunch of stones around here. I found this location specifically because there's plenty of stones you can just grab nice and easily. Fill it into the jar. Don't put the sticks in just yet. There's plenty of stones, just grab them, put them in the jar. Want to fill it up about to a quarter of the jar, I'd say, just to give it a good bit of drainage. Because last time what I did is I filled it to about a third and then I put the soil going up much too high, which meant that there was very little airspace. This big rock could be quite useful if I have it like that, because that will give big gaps where the water can go in. Okay, I'd say that should be enough. Yeah. Right, so I'm back here. It's just a small wooded area that nearby. Lots of leaf litter as it is December, so it hasn't really had a chance to all rot yet. So what I'm first going to do is just get some simple soil out. Fill it until I've got a good bit of air, so I'm going to fill it just a little bit so there's not too much soil in it like there was last time. So I'll just clear a nice little area of leaves first, get down to the soil. It's quite thick, there's a lot of leaves here. Right, here we go. Straight away I can already see isopods, so I'll just scoop it up with the lid so I don't want to get my hands too dirty. The soil is quite wet even though it hasn't rained all that recently, which is useful. Just pouring it right into the jar. The stones will mean that most of the water, if there's an excess or whatever, will just drain through, in theory. So here we go. I will add another couple of scoops just to fill it up a little bit further. Get a nice deep one. Get some of that slightly deeper. There's also got a good rotting stick in there which will be useful. There we go. There will also be small amounts of soil attached to many of the plants we put in. So just going to have to look for small little plants around. Ooh, but first here's a nice bit of rotting wood. This will be, ooh, that's good, that's good. This will be very useful if I can just get some pieces of this for these guys. So I'll just grab a stick, break off, oh well, this is a very rotten stick. Break off a couple of pieces. Oh Jesus Christ, this is a very rotten stick, it doesn't have any kind of strength at all. Well, anyway, I managed to break off a couple of smaller pieces. There's also some fungus inside this piece of wood, but I'll just break this off with my hand, I guess. Straight away, oh, it just jumped off. That was a centipede of some kind. It's going to stick it into the jar. So just a couple of pieces like that. Then I'm going to grab some small plants that shouldn't grow too big. So this won't be good because this is literally a tree. It's just a sapling growing out as a tree, so we want something that won't grow to be too large. Just searching around, there's lots of ivy around here, but ivy does grow very fast, so that's not a great choice. Let's have a look. Last time I managed to find a small strawberry plant growing around here. If I can find something small like that, that will be very useful. Okay, let's see if I can head out a bit further from the large trees, because the trees will take nutrients from smaller plants. So if I go somewhere a bit further from the trees, Jesus Christ, the soil is soft here, I should be able to find something I can use. Alright, here we go. Here are some small plants. So these I'm not entirely sure what they are yet, but they look like I can just grab them from the root here, just clear out a little bit. There's the bottom of the plant. Just pull it out. I broke the root. Don't want to break the root, otherwise it won't really be able to pick up as much moisture as it should. Oh. Okay, hold on. How about you, mate? Just wiggle you out of the ground carefully. Okay, that's a reasonably long root. I have to get on there. Oh, ground's so soft. Return back to the jar. Put this plant inside. Just like insert it. Ensure the root is completely underground. Use a stick to just push the root under the soil. Pushing it under just like that. Get some soil, just push it around on top. Like that on top as well. Shouldn't be too problematic. Oh, there's a nice spot there. It's nice. Just grab a small handful of soil, just cover it up as much as possible. Come on. Just cover up that root. No, I said I wasn't going to get my hands dirty, but it seems I'm getting them quite dirty in the end. There we go. So that plant should grow fine. Another couple of small plants. Oh, look, a robin. Oh yeah, the fungus. I'll put the fungus in. Obviously, it's going to be hard to get the whole thing, because if you know how mushrooms are, it's just the fruit of the plant. The fungus. There's a bunch of it that will be growing underneath here. So what I'm going to want to do is just grab a bunch of soil. Okay, looks like I only really got the fruit. Well, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'll just kind of stick it in. It should spread without too much problem. Just put it there. A bit more soil, cover it up a little bit under. Right. More good plants to put in are grasses and mosses. I know that's a good option. You need quite a lot of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to a spot I know there is plenty of moss growing. Right over here. These, I think these are dandelions perhaps. No, this is, but that isn't. So these would be great. Weeds are very good to use. So I'm going to grab this. It's going to be hard to get out because it's growing on it's growing straight onto concrete. Okay, well, it doesn't look like I got much of the plant, but I can definitely pick up some moss. Look at that, that's a good bit of moss. Get the moss into the jar. Like that. This is way too much moss for this jar. So just split it in half. Stick it on the top. Just push it in like that. So I've got moss in there. Just pressed against the ground because it's already got dirt attached to it anyway. Put more moss just kind of around the fungus. Yeah, that's good. It's starting to look a lot more green now. This entire tree appears to be rotting quite badly from the inside out. So I'm sure this would be a great place to find creatures like isopods, for example. Isopods just kind of live a bit everywhere, so I mention them quite a lot. Okay. Here's an actual. Here, this plant could be good. Small. Here's another weed-like plant. See if I can get the root on it. Doesn't look like it. Broke the leaves off by accident again. Thing with weeds is that they have weak connection parts between the leaves and the roots on purpose. Because weeds can grow just from the root, but it takes a long time. Which is why their weed killers are so common as opposed to just pulling them out. Because you can't simply pull out a weed, or it will just straight up just grow back where it was without any problems. Okay, that one had a good root on it. That should grow quite well. Okay, find a couple more small plants. Oh, this is like the plant I had last time. Some kind of strawberry-like plant. I can pull it out. This one's quite large. And I didn't get the root. Stupid weeds, always being so irritating. Okay, this is actual dandelions here. I need to get a slightly smaller one though. That's quite large. Okay, it's just, how about this? This might grow to be quite tall though. Like there's one that's already quite big here. So, let's grab this small plant. See if I can get it with the root. Just kind of digging into the soil to kind of... Okay, I got a good bit of the root. That should be enough root to let it survive in the jar for a while. Hopefully indefinitely. These are some big mushrooms. There would be some good mycelium around here, but I don't want too much fungus or it will just kill everything. Like, a small little mushroom will have very little mycelium on it, so it shouldn't be too destructive, but it should also help with the cleanup process, just in case the isopods and centipedes and stuff, well, millipedes really, centipedes are carnivorous, isopods and millipedes aren't enough. Like, that's quite verdant, so that should be good. Now what I'm going to want to do is put in some of the larger organisms, because there will be small organisms just straight up just inside the soil. But if I want to get some larger things, like isopods for example, I will probably need to look for it. For example, under this log. I pull it open, in theory, should be quite a bit of stuff living on it. Right, there's a lot of isopods there, slug. So I'm going to bring over the jar. Get the lid so I can just kind of scoop them in. Okay, I'll just kind of scoop up like that to get some isopods in. Oopie-doo. Just brushing a few in, not too many. Don't want it to get too intense in there. There's a centipede there I can get in. There we go, good. I'll put the slug in. Slugs will be very useful in the ecosystem in case the plants start going a bit over the top, because it's going to be, these plants are going to be getting a lot more warmth and sun than they normally would in the UK, especially for December. Like, they're going to have all of a sudden, like 14-hour days probably, and it's going to be a very consistent 22, 23 degrees because my room is quite warm. That's Celsius, I think that's probably about 70 odd Fahrenheit, something like that, I don't really remember. See if I can find a couple more things. Look under this log, there's another log here, it's quite nice. Looks like it's been there quite a while. Oh, that's a lot of fungus on that one. The isopods on this one appear to be much larger, so I don't really want large isopods. Starting to get a bit dark because it's already, what, 3 o'clock, 3 p.m, something like that, so I've turned on the light so I can see what I'm doing. So underneath the log on the actual soil appears there are quite a few things. I'll get this. I'm not entirely sure what it is yet, but it seems interesting. It wasn't really as bioactive, that log, as I would have hoped, but it's fine. I can just find more logs. Shouldn't be a major problem. The slug's trying to get out already. I'll just put the lid on for now. This looks like it could be a good spot. There's a group of relatively rotting logs over here. Lift this up a little bit, see what's underneath. Not a whole lot. Ooh, log's falling. Ooh, a spider, useful. Let's try and get the spider in. And anything else around here? On the bottom, perhaps? Ooh, hello! That looks like a big carnivorous centipede. I definitely want that in there. Come on, get in. I know you want to. Is it in? Or did I just drop it onto the ground? Can't tell. Can't see it. Ah, there it is. Yep, I got it. Yeah, I think that should be enough. Do I have enough isopods, do I reckon? I'll probably see if I can pick up just a couple more isopods. Because now that I've got a relatively large predator, I'm going to need more prey. So this is a nice rock here. Probably a good couple of things living under here. Jesus, it's very slopey around here. Okay, I'll just hold it with my knee. Oh, Jesus. No, that's well rooted. Can't pull that out. Yeah, no, I can't pull that out. Make sure I don't lose the lid. There's a leaf stuck there. I was kind of confused by that. Okay, this stick. I'll just look under this stick and that'll be it. Wow, there we go. It's quite heavy. Surprisingly little under here. Whoa, that's a big solar slug there. More slugs. Kind of thing. I'll just see if I can scrape out some more isopods. Okay, so it's now closed and won't be opened for a little while. There seem to be plenty of gaps in here, which is good. Good bit of leaf litter. Lots more air than before. There's an isopod there. Okay, so I'll tune back in a sec. Okay, a couple of hours have passed, so it should have started to calm down a little bit now. As you can see, there are still good caves in here. There's a lot more airspace than in the previous one, which if you haven't seen, you should go and watch. I wouldn't recommend taking advice from that one, as it didn't go very well in the end. Spoilers. But yeah, it didn't go super well. Anyway, this one seems to be more interesting for now. It isn't quite as densely populated by isopods as the last one was, which should be a useful feature, hopefully. Hopefully it won't be too overcrowded. And right now you can't see any of the centipedes or anything because they are nocturnal. They only really come out at night when it's been dark for a while. And it's currently 4:30, which is why it's dark outside, but it's not really been nighttime for a particularly long length of time or anything like that. The isopods are also nocturnal, but they've been recently disturbed, so they're going to be quite busy for a little while. Well, anyway, that's been this creation video. See you all next time for the update, or perhaps a different creation. Ooh, there's the big boy centipede. Look at the size of him, he's enormous. Ooh-wee, he is big. Look at the size of that.